classification of the plants. We will study this classification system in class chapter 3 in detail. तो चैप्टर 3 में प्लांट किंगडम में ये बेंथम एंड हुकर सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन वी विल स्टडी बिकॉज इट इज मोस्ट एक्सेप्टेड वन. So we will study this particular system in the class or chapter 3. So what are the steps which are required for the formation of herbarium specimen? Yes, let us talk about it. Collection. First of all, I will collect this specimen. See, if that specimen is a herbaceous plant, छोटा सा plant है, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, रूट के साथ में उसको निकालूंगा. और अगर वो एक बड़ा श्रब है या फिर टॉल ट्री है तो उसकी कोई ट्विग निकालूंगा. कलेक्शन हो गया. कलेक्शन के बाद में आई विल ड्राई इट. बहुत सारी न्यूज़पेपर्स ले लूंगा और उसके बीच में उसको रख के उसको प्रेस कर दूंगा. ठीक है, सो दैट जितना भी मॉइस्चर कंटेंट है वो सारा का सारा निकल जाए, क्योंकि मॉइस्चर कंटेंट की वजह से पैथोजेनिक अटैक ज्यादा जल्दी हो सकता है और वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो सकता है पर्टिकुलर मेरा जो स्पेसिमेन है. तो उसको मैंने ड्राई करना है और टाइम टाइम पे मैं न्यूज़पेपर्स को भी चेंज करता रहूंगा ताकि वहां पर वो स्पेसिमेन डिस्ट्रॉय ना हो जाए. देन पॉइजनिंग. पॉइजनिंग का मतलब क्या होता है बच्चे, एक बारी मेरे पास वो स्पेसिमेन ड्राई हो चुका है, प्रेस हो चुका है, ड्राई हो गया है, तो उसके बाद में आई विल ट्रीट दैट स्पेसिमेन विद स्पेसिफिक केमिकल्स टू अवॉइड द अटैक ऑफ पैथोजेंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, to avoid the attack of insects, I will treat that specimen with the insecticide like DDT. Or if I'm talking about to avoid the fungal attack, I can use 0.1% mercury chloride. This 0.1% mercury chloride acts as the fungicide. Then once I have done chemical treatment of the specimen, then I will mount that specimen on the herbarium sheet. International size of the herbarium sheet is about 41 into 29 centimeters. So remember this. 41 into 29 centimeter is the international size of a herbarium sheet. Once I have mounted it, I will stitch that specimen on that sheet and then I will label. Labeling is done at the very right side and at the down. ठीक है, राइट साइड में डाउन बिल्कुल एक्सट्रीम पे लेबलिंग करी जाती है. और लेबलिंग में क्या क्या मेंशन करते हो आप, वर्नाकुलर नेम, साइंटिफिक नेम हो सकता है वहां पे, फैमिली नेम ऑफ द कैरेक्टर्स, क्या क्या कैरेक्टर्स हैं जो कि आपने वहां पे स्टडी करें, प्लेस एंड डेट ऑफ द कलेक्शन फ्रॉम वेयर यू हैव कलेक्टेड दैट पर्टिकुलर स्पेसिमेन. नाउ आफ्टर दिस यू विल डिपॉजिट दैट हर्बेरियम शीट और हर्बेरियम इन द हर्बेरियम शीट को आप हर्बेरियम में जाके वहां पे क्या करोगे, उसको डिपॉजिट कर दोगे और दैट विल बी प्लेस्ड एज पर दी बेंथम एंड हुकर सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. Now let us see the examples of the herbariums. So it is Royal Botanical Garden. Royal Botanical Garden is situated in Kew, England. Basically it is a botanical garden but it has a herbarium associated with it, having maximum number of specimens like 6 million. Okay. And Central National Herbarium, it is situated in the Kolkata, India. Specimens, they are around 2 million here in this particular herbarium. Now what are the uses of herbarium? The herbarium helps in the identification of the plant species. तो ऑब्वियसली एक स्टैंडर्ड हो गया जो अब मेरे को कोई नया प्लांट मैंने अगर वहां पे कोई डिस्कवर किया है तो मैं उस नए प्लांट को उस हर्बेरियम में जाके मैच करवाऊंगा, उसके बाद कुछ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स को मैच करवाऊंगा, अगर वो मैच करता है तो उस ग्रुप में रखूंगा, नहीं होगा तो कोई नया ग्रुप वहां पे बना दिया जाएगा. ठीक है. Herbariums are used in the alpha taxonomic researches like morphological features can be studied. Now let us talk about the botanical gardens. Botanical gardens, they are specific planned institutions for the collection of living plant. Because we are collecting living plants here, so we can call it as living herbaria. Plants are grown here from different geographical area and they are of different types also. Plants are labeled here also with vernacular name and scientific name. Mostly instead of vernacular name, along with the vernacular name, scientific names are given. Vernacular name is not important. It is not important to give always with all the specimens, but scientific name is always given. And along with it, we provide the family of that particular plant. For example, National Botanical Garden, which is in Lucknow, and Indian Botanical Garden, which is in Havra. So these are two important botanical gardens in India. Now, what are the uses of botanical garden? So they helps in the identification of the plant species, obviously. they provide a raw material for the research purpose like seed. I'm researching on a seed, so it will provide a raw material. ठीक है? और it is involved in the conservation of the endangered species. Now, what are the endangered species? Endangered species are those species which are about to extinct, जो खत्म होने की कगार पे हैं. ठीक है? Now, how they are conserved? Beta, two type of conservations are there. You can write here ex situ conservation and in situ. Ex situ situ. Ex situ conservation and in situ conservation. Ex in situ conservation means the conservation in the home place. ठीक है? Within the natural home, the conservation of the plant is done, while ex situ means other than the natural home, the conservation of plant is done. Okay, bache? Now, the museums. Museums, they have collection of the preserved plants and animals both. The preservation can be done in several ways, like in jars or container, having preservative solution. If you have visited any biology lab, you might have seen some specimens which are stored in the jars. And there is some liquid present in that. Liquid is basically the preservative, which is having alcohol as well as formalin. Insects, they are first killed and then dried and they are pinned. Right here pinned. It is not paint. उनको पिन किया जाता है, चिपकाया जाता है. ठीक है? It is pinned. Correct कर लेना. Pinned in the insect box. Then animals, large animals, they are stored in the form of, they are collected, they are preserved in the form of the skeleton. Other animals like birds and mammals, they are first, क्योंकि उनकी बॉडी में से सारा मटेरियल निकाल दिया गया है तो उनको स्टफिंग करी जाती है उसके अंदर. तो स्टफिंग करने के बाद में उनको प्रिजर्व किया जाता है. Why it is done so? Because the shape of the animal is maintained and identification of that animal becomes easier. One of the example is National Museum of Natural History, which is in Delhi, India. Significance: collection of both plant and animal is done here for the research or study purpose. Then plants which cannot be stored in herbarium, they are stored here like algae, gymnosperms. Then is zoological parks. Zoological parks, here wild animals are kept in the protective environment under the human care. ठीक है? Wild animals, they are ex situ conservation, you can say here. The wild animals, they are kept in protective environment under the human care. They are provided with the condition almost similar to the natural home. देखो, natural home से कहीं अलग जगह पे उनको preserve किया जा रहा है, protect किया जा रहा है, तो it is ex situ conservation. Example: largest zoological park is in Kruger, South Africa. Function: ex situ conservation of the endangered species. Endangered matlab almost, which are in the verge of extinction. Ex situ conservation means conservation outside their home. Provide free place for the breeding of rare fauna. Fauna term is used for animal bache and flora term is used for the plants. And it is a very good place for the tourist attraction. Now the taxonomic keys. Taxonomic keys, they are are given by the John Ray. This term was given by the scientist John Ray. Now what happens here? These are used, taxonomic keys, they are used for the identification of plants as well as animals both, on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities. How it is done so? Here, the set of characteristics are arranged in the sequential manner for the use of identification. Let us say I am giving one example here. See the example. I am having 5 animals: fish, frog, bat, cat and bird. I have to classify them on the basis of similarities and dissimilarity. First of all, I am taking the character, that is external ear, whether they are present or absent. तो पहला की मेरे पास, पहला क्लू क्या हो गया? एक्सटर्नल ईयर चेक करने हैं मुझे. अगर वो प्रेजेंट है तो आई एम एबल टू सी इन द केस ऑफ बैट एज वेल एज कैट, एंड दे आर एब्सेंट इन द फ्रॉग, फिश एंड बर्ड्स. अब ये जो एक्सटर्नल ईयर प्रेजेंट है, इसके बाद में मैं चेक करूंगा whether their wings are present or not. So wings were present in the bat while the cat were not having any wings. Similarly, birds are having wings and these two they don't have wings. अब हमने बैट कैट को कैटेगराइज कर दिया प्रॉपर. बर्ड्स भी हमारे कैटेगराइज हो चुके हैं. अभी तक हमारे पास फिश और फ्रॉग दे आर टू बी कैटेगराइज. तो वी विल सी whether the gills are present or not. The gills, if they are present, they are fish, and if the gills are absent, they are the frogs. So this is how we are able to identify or to classify. बेसिकली आइडेंटिफाई करने के बाद में हमने उनको क्या किया, क्लासिफाई करने के लिए भेज दिया आगे. पर आइडेंटिफिकेशन इज डन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सिमिलैरिटीज एंड डिसिमिलैरिटीज. ओके, नाउ every time the characters which are used here they are in the form of contrasting pair. contrasting pair का मतलब एक है और दूसरा नहीं है. ये हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. तो इस तरह से हर बार हम उनको यूज कर रहे हैं. एंड the contrasting pair of character they are called as couplets. तो जो contrasting pair है like this, just let me show you. These were the contrasting pair. This is also contrasting pair. These two are the contrasting pair, externally here present or absent वाला. ठीक है. तो each of the contrasting pair they are called as couplet. There are two statements present and each statement is called as the lead. एक clue है वो, lead कहा जाता है इसको. याद रखना ऐसे नाम इनके, है ना. And whenever we perform the identification out of two leads, one is accepted and other one is rejected. Like in the case of birds, wings were present and wings were absent. So where the wings were present, we have put the birds there, and where the wings were absent, we have put fish and frog there. And but remember this thing, for each taxonomic category बच्चे different set of characters are utilized. Same taxonomic aids cannot be used for different taxonomic categories. तो different taxonomic categories के लिए हम same taxonomic category का aid का use नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो हर एक taxonomic categories के लिए different set of characters they are utilized. तो different type of taxonomic aids are used. For different taxonomic categories, we cannot use the same taxonomic aid. We have to refer different taxonomic aids for different taxonomic categories. So students, this is all about the chapter. Thank you so much. So tomorrow we will start with a new chapter, that is the biological classification.